We're at the Parliament Street Library in Toronto with 6 new poets. Robert Hogue, Roy Kiyooka, Joe Rosenblatt, Margaret Atwood, Harry Howitt, and Michael Ondaatje. The next poet tonight is Roy Kiyooka, who is undoubtedly better known as one of Canada's leading painters. But he does lead this double life of being a painter and a poet.
I don't think of him as whether he was a poet or a painter or, photographer or filmmaker. It was this kind of Renaissance creature who came out in the middle of this century. I mean, he was like a reed of some kind, a musical instrument or a plant. It was the same kind of wavering and receptive to every nuance in you.
And you've got this camera and you're trying to follow him from spot to spot and capture him. You're trying to capture your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be part of who he was.
Who he was and who you are. Yeah.
Exactly.
I remember him saying at one point, he said, artists are always telling us all along they've known what they were doing. And Roy said, everything that I have done in art, I have never known what I was doing. And this blew my mind. Okay, this was wonderful.
I mean, he was one of the most articulate people I knew. I mean, articulate not just about the visible world, but the invisible world.
She, master, teacher, 影響, influence. Yeah, influence. Yeah. His enduration influenced my vibration.
When I think about him, I think about his capacity for empathy, for feeling into other people, for knowing other people, for caring about other people. And for some reason, I felt really known by him. And I felt as if he understood me much better than I understood myself.
Of any of the men who could sort of be with me in such an opening and accepting way, your dad was the one.
You know, one of the most generous, wonderful, loving, sexy people that I've ever known. He was the greatest lover. And he was just gentle and kind and, most of the time very considerate.